The pocket-lint Gadget Awards will be taking place in November, celebrating the nominations across 18 categories from smartphones and tablets to games and cameras. All of the devices and products nominated have been reviewed by us in full over the last 12 months, and there are some excellent contenders. As usual, we will be diving a little deeper into each category, giving you a rundown of the nominations and why they have been shortlisted. Here we are looking at the best of the mid-range smartphones, following on from best smartphones yesterday, while the other categories will appear in separate features over the next couple of weeks. Pocket-lint vote for the Honor 9. Read the full review. The Honor 9 is a siren in the mid-range phone market. Its eye-catching design is paired with highly capable performance for a price point that, in the context of 2017, undercuts the OnePlus 5 by a sizable enough margin to leave the Honor in a field of its own. Our complaints are only minor quibbles. For the next Honor device to achieve perfection, all it really needs to do is smooth out the graphics and user experience, then it will be an unstoppable brand in the affordable phone market. Now, that's quite the turnaround from its starting point. Pocket-lint vote for the Lenovo P2. Read the full review. If your primary objective when looking for a phone is a handset that lasts seemingly forever on one charge, then look no further. The Lenovo P2 is the big battery boss. Sure, it's not a flagship in every department, but its affordable £199 price point makes that clear. Just because it doesn't have the latest chipset on board doesn't mean it's not capable. The P2 is plenty capable of gaming and all the usual daily tasks and apps, all wrapped into a decent design. Nothing else in the mainstream market comes close to the top plus days that this Lenovo offers. Not only is it fantastic in that regard, it's also remarkably good value. Pocket-lint vote for Motorola Moto G5. Read the full review. With other manufacturers pushing into pricier brackets, the Moto G5 sticks to its £169 guns and delivers a fairly knockout performance for the price point. It's more sophisticated to look at than its G4 predecessor, will handle all manner of tasks easily, and has a nifty fingerprint scanner too. If price is everything to you, then for a quid shy of £170, there's nothing else on the market that will offer such a breadth of features and performance. Don't expect a flagship phone by any means, but the G5 is still royalty among affordable phones. Pocket-lint vote for the Motorola Moto G5 Plus. Read the full review. The crux of the Moto G5 Plus: you won't find a better phone for £250. The price is a long way off from the days of the first gun device, but then you get a lot more for your money. Metal build, some tempting specs, and overall performance and software that delivers as much, if not more, than most will ever need. The Moto G5 is an affordable phone that addresses the issues with the earlier G4 Plus model, setting itself up for a best-in-class proposition. It is better sized, better designed, better looking, and with NFC in the UK model along with that nifty gesture control fingerprint scanner, it's simply all-round better than anything else you'll find for the money. Pocket-lint vote for the Motorola Moto Z2. Read the full review. If you find Moto mods enticing, then the Motorola Moto Z2 Play is a super phone with plenty to offer beyond its quirky selling point. Aside from the mods though, the subtle design tweaks compared to the previous Gun Play make for a more slender and tidy appearance. The all-metal material choice makes far more sense than glass. The processor selection sees the software work effortlessly, and battery life is hugely impressive. With little to no slip-ups in use, the Z2 Play secures its commendable position in the mid-range market. Indeed, it's the same price as the Honor 9 and undercuts the OnePlus 5 in the price stakes, which brings it right into contention. So if battery life and being a bit different with mods appeal, then the Z2 Play is a really interesting prospect. Pocket-lint vote for the Nokia 6. Read the full review. The Nokia 6 is a slightly confusing device. The quality of the design and build would perhaps suit a phone with more ambitious hardware inside. Ultimately, the experience is dictated by the entry-level hardware, and this is very much par for the course when it comes to affordable phone performance. There are a few points that niggle, but overall, the decision really has to be made on what you're looking for in a sub-£200 phone. If design is important, then there's quality in the Nokia 6 that few rivals offer at this price point, plus that big display. Vote for the Samsung Galaxy A5. Read the full review. For a phone that costs less than £400, the Galaxy A5 is impressive in its design and build. Even its display and performance punch beyond the price point. In many ways it's a cheaper version of the older Galaxy S7, except it doesn't really feel cheap at all when you pick it up. It's solid and quite beautiful. It may not have the most powerful processor, the most densely packed pixels on the screen, nor tip-top cameras, but it's still a compelling device. Especially at a price that was £30 lower than its rival at the time of review. The OnePlus 3T pocket-lint. Vote for the Vodafone Smart V8. Read the full review in the Smart V8. Vodafone has managed to launch a phone which costs just £160, yet one which looks and feels like a much more expensive device. There are elements which show that it is indeed a budget phone, like the processor choice and camera performance, but for the asking price it's a very accomplished device. Simply put, if £160 is right at the top of your budget, you'll not find anything better than the Smart V8, or anything that's closer to being an all-round great device. You can only buy one if you're okay to be tied to Vodafone, but with other carriers not offering anything like this, that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Voting in the 14th annual pocket-lint Awards is now open, so you can let us know which one of the great phones above you think should win the Best Mid-Range Smartphone Award for this year, and give us your verdict on all, or some, of the other tech across the 17 categories. Winners will be announced at the exclusive event in London on the 14th of November in association with E! Voting closes on the 3rd of November.